Hey guys, and welcome back to Spirit Tracks. We're done with the first temple of the game, so I guess logically the only thing left now is to go back and have a chat with Anjean and go up to the next floor of the Tower of Spirits. But I feel we should stop in at Castletown, maybe take in the sights, do a mini game or two, you know.
Oh, what you're trying to say is that this is a side quest part.
You know me so well, mate. You know me so well.
It's like, I know how we do Zelda playthroughs. I know.
Well, there's always got to be a transition part, you know, between the big stuff and, well, the not so big stuff. So you're gonna see like a 13-14 minute part every so often. Usually I'd be like, no, it's gotta be 20 minutes, but since Mexi, you know, he's getting back into commentaries and whatnot, I want to make him as comfortable as possible. Also, it's just a lot easier on me because it means I have a lot less to record footage-wise and edit part-wise.
Well, I just want to start by saying that I'm extremely comfy right now.
Thank you.
Kudos on that. Second, Zelda games kind of set themselves up pretty well in the whole playthrough department, just because their narratives are linear. Whether the game itself is linear to certain degrees, there's that, but the narratives of Zelda games are always linear. If you follow the plot, you're gonna hit the exact same beats the exact same way, and they're actually pretty well paced. But Spirit Tracks, more so. The handheld Zeldas have always been super hand grippy, like not even hand holding, like it will squeeze the blood out of your fingers. They're actually way more programmed in terms of preventing you from sequence breaking. That doesn't mean that they haven't been broken to shreds, but it took a while. It took a bit longer to get the Oracle games and Minish Cap as broken as like the 3D Zeldas, just because like there are more blocks. The 2D Zelda games tend to have better checks. Like they'll check to see if you have all 8 MacGuffins, as opposed to a 3D game will just check if you have the last 2.
Interesting. So yeah, the rails were not going to stay free forever, so we have the dark trains on the tracks now, and the first lot aren't that tricky to avoid, but they'll get worse. Oh, believe me, they will get much worse.
Dude, trains get so mad. They're so mean in this world. Like, train bullying is an extreme problem in Hyrule.
Yeah. And the worst part is we have nothing to defend ourselves with right now. Like, I don't think these engines of the abyss are going to be too intimidated by a little train horn, so hopefully we get a cannon or something down the line.
We should blow our whistle of friendship. That'll make them feel guilty about being mean to us or something. I don't know.
He did the thing. I have to back off now.
Spirit Tracks is a bit less anime than its Zelda Brethren's, so you know certain cliches aren't gonna work.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. No, go forward. Come on.
Nani? Train drifting?
Jesus. I gotta record a commentary for Initial D soon, so that's really on the nose. Apt, even. Alright, we have come back to Castletown to actually take part in a bit of a... how would I describe this best? It's a gauntlet, yeah. It's basically a gauntlet of enemies we've fought thus far, and we're going to try and get another heart container to just bolster our defenses before we head back to the Tower of Spirits.
And this is another thing too. This is probably one of the bigger side quests in this game, is this arena. And it's kind of interesting that it's Spirit Tracks that's the game that gets the arena side quest. Just because the combat, while yes, is way better than in Phantom Hourglass, still doesn't feel like a focus of the game.
No.
It definitely feels like in Phantom Hourglass, I feel like they did put more focus into it. They just made some incorrect choices, and this is just, you know, the second draft of what Phantom Hourglass was trying to do with their combat. And I think if nothing else, this minigame should at least show you how much better Spirit Tracks controls than Phantom Hourglass, because you could not have a minigame like this in Phantom Hourglass. Fuck that. That would be impossible.
Okay, so we can't get health once we're inside there. I don't know if that's oh, okay, your items won't work either, so I'm assuming that means like red and purple potions. I think the red ones restore 6 hearts, I remember that much, because I bought one recently at the time of recording. But the blue one, I think, automatically revives you.
Yeah, because there's not bottled fairies in this game. So they always had to do weird things, and the Oracle games did a potion as a revive mechanic too, so it wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, the blue potion. Let's see what it actually does.
It's cool. I'm just taking out Goombas over here. It's fine.
Yeah, you do you. It's a better version. So the purple recovers 8 hearts, and then.
Oh, is there one more besides red and purple?
You mentioned a blue one, but no, yeah, just red and purple.
Yeah, I might be a little bit colorblind. Oh no, finally, a floor.
Man, and we just all thought you were the Mary Sue of video game commentaries.
Oh, what a sad statement. Alright, let's go to the next floor. Alright, this is a little bit trickier, because, hang on, she said our items don't work in here, the lying cow.
Think she means like in your briefcase, not in your inventory.
Fine. It's always with the loopholes and whatnot. Luckily, we can still get, like, droppables and whatnot, so we can start, recovering a few of the rupees that we had to expend in order to get in here in the first place.
Right? I don't know. I used to really like this arena minigame, but I kind of feel like the best one was definitely in A Link Between Worlds. That arena was really good. Like, it was challenging for me the first couple times until, like, I found, like, the easy ways to clear out each room, and then it just became a really rewarding minigame to get really, really rich really, really fast.
It took me a minute to remember what you were talking about, and yeah, it's the one high up in the mountains, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the Dark World Tower Hera.
Sick.
Yeah, and you have to do it to get, like, the upgrade to your lantern. Like, you get 3 upgrade items, so it's literally the most valuable minigame too, and it's really fun.
We'll do A Link Between Worlds one day, but I'm not sure whether I want to cover A Link to the Past first.
It is the best Zelda game.
Debatable.
Isn't it always?
Yeah, it really is. What are your top 3 Zeldas, mate?
Fuck. A Link to the Past. You're gonna hate me, but Ocarina of Time.
Nah, that's fun. I'm not a snob. It's all good.
And then, if you could put the 2 Oracle games together, like their whole complete game, like final story, that would be my number 3. Because either individually, not really, but like, because I always end up playing one right after the other. Like, I play it the intended way.
Yeah, well, it's like you said, it's the way they're intended to be played. I'll tell you what, I'll make it a top 5, so you can have a couple more in there if you want.
Then, yeah, there's Spirit Tracks, and probably either Wind Waker, well, no, either Majora's Mask or Link's Awakening. Or Zelda 1, I don't know, they get weird. They start to bleed.
I would put Zelda 1 in my bottom 5, but that's not the question I asked, honestly. Let's see, Majora's Mask, obviously, it is Bay. We'll get to that one day. Spirit Tracks, let's see. Twilight Princess would be in there, it's pretty good. Maybe Oracle of Seasons, it's pretty cool. And pending completion, Breath of the Wild, because it's pretty fucking good, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a damn good game.
Alright, onwards and upwards. Bottom 5, Mexi. Ooh, free a curveball.
Fuck. Ocarina of Time. Skyward Sword. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but Wand of Gamelon, it's a little unknown. Fuck, who cares?
Yeah.
Everyone just tries to either go with the more obscure Zelda game as their worst, or they try to, turn their article into fucking clickbait. So like, top 5s are garbage and should not be your primary source of income.
Yeah. We've already sat through the whole of this boss, so I will be skipping ahead a little bit. But bottom 5 for me. Phantom Hourglass, just not a fan. Skyward Sword is easily the worst of the 3D Zeldas. just in terms of freedom and whatnot. I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back for both the fandom and the development team. I think Aonuma kind of saw the light after that, but we'll get more into that in a less critical and like what's the word I'm looking for here?
Mean.
Just, you know, when I'm doing commentary like live, as it were, or at least on the spot, I tend to be a bit more critical in my opinion, so I want to like get all my thoughts together before I truly critique Skyward Sword. Man, I pretty much sped around that boss. That was pretty sick. So yeah, Phantom Hourglass, Skyward Sword, Zelda 2. I'm just not a fan of the 2D-ness. I'm sure it's a fine game. Never been able to beat it. Now it gets really hard, actually, because there's not many what I would consider to be bad Zelda games. So maybe
There's not. And here's one thing I kind of wanted to bring up too, is that consider this, just, you know, Metroid games. They hadn't really made one in a really long time, but it was okay because you could literally get the exact same Metroid experience from indie games, right?
Yeah.
Where are the indie Zeldas? And not just that, where are the good indie Zeldas? Because the thing is, a Zelda game is way harder to make than you think. Like, A Hat in Time kind of showed too that just making a Banjo-Kazooie game is really fucking hard to do right. But Zelda is nigh impossible, I believe. And, like, people just... There's not that many examples out there. Like, even... Like, within the Zelda franchise itself, the bad Zeldas are still really, really good, like, Zelda games, like, as a genre. They're still really good. They just fail in comparison to, you know, their brethren within a franchise.
Like, with a bit of tweaking here and there, and maybe tone down the whole, we are the epic prequel, you could make Skyward Sword a very good Zelda game. Remove the, you know, Temple of the Ocean King, or whatever, in Phantom Hourglass. Phantom Hourglass would be a lot better, because I think it does have high points, but its low points are so much lower than Spirit Tracks, which makes it harder to swallow upon replaying it, you know?
Right? But it's just, there's nothing really competing against 3D Zeldas to be 3D Zeldas. Like, yeah, video game journalists for the longest time were saying, like, oh, Dark Cloud is the next Zelda. But when you actually play, you're like, man, this is nothing like Zelda. Like, we've been told over and over that something was going to be the next Zelda, and then every single time, those things never actually end up even being Zelda games or like Zelda games.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of weird that this is a genre that is dominated in and of itself. Like, Zelda games are the only Zelda games. I mean, it's super obvious and sounds weird, but I mean, in like the franchise is the only thing filling that genre niche.
Mm-hmm. It's pronounced niche, by the way.
I think that's up for debate.
Just like there's good Zelda games or bad Zelda games, it's all up for debate. Okay,
It's all up for debate.
Let's go to the Tower of Spirits, because we have a dungeon to do, question mark?
We got puzzles to solve, it's a Zelda game, bro.
I think this is the one where we actually have to walk through lava on top of Phantom Zelda, which is going to be pretty sick.
Wow, spoilers.
Sorry. You know, I don't endeavour to ruin these commentary parts, but I'll be damned if I'm doing a retake if I do.
It's just, I would have liked to have been completely surprised and authentically shocked to see lava and Zelda, but fine.
Okay, guy with photogenic memory for like speed running tidbits. I'll keep that in mind when I decide to spoil something again. You sick of the overworld theme yet? Because we are going to be getting it a lot throughout the course of the game.
Not in the least bit, and not quite as mad at the Evil Train theme, but that theme does get fucking annoying real fucking quick.
I love it following us inside the temple and Anjean in there, what the fuck.
And I like how they even start the train chasing you theme with basically an off-brand Metal Gear Solid brink, like the exclamation mark, like they do a real sharp note at the beginning. So it's train stealth. That's an extremely terrifying concept, but it's stealth gameplay on trains.
You should try to enact trade stuff wherever possible, because Thomas is a bit of a cold-blooded killer. He ran over the Fat Controller when he tried to switch him from coal to diesel. I don't fucking know. I just talk over video games, okay? I'm not good with mechanics and whatnot.
I mean, I got you there. You were trying to make a dark and gritty Thomas the Tank Engine, May. I got you there, homeboy, but just gotta work on your technique there.
Well, could say that in more than one facet of my life. I'm just throwing out fancy words throughout this recording session. I don't know what half of them mean. Alright, the 4th floor, and the phantoms are all raring and ready to go. So let's try and track down those delicious golden walnuts.
Yum. The tears of our enemies.
Basically. Like, the phantoms, they try to remain intimidating, but that's just their tears consolidated into one lumpy mess.
See, what's happening is that by collecting the Tears of Light, we collect evidence proving that the phantoms are big softies with feelings and emotions, and we embarrass them so much, and that's what lets Zelda get into their heads.
Jokes by Hellfire Comms, circa 2017. Okay, now the Temple of the Spirits, and very nearly said Temple of the Ocean King there, is going to expect you to pick up I know, it's a terrible comparison because this one is just much more fun and well-paced. It's expecting you to use the items you get from dungeons, so it's not going to be as easy to get the Tears of Light, but thankfully these phantoms are pretty dumb, so they'll help us along the way.
And if anything, it just means that these puzzles get really cool and really complicated later on. Like, you'll be throwing bombs and having to use your boomerang right away. And, like, it's really good. Just because the dungeons themselves are going to be really stuck on, you know, utilizing their one dungeon item. And they do it well, but this is where you kind of are going to start putting your whole inventory together to solve these. Like I said, they feel like random generated puzzles. But they're all formatted. These were all cleverly designed.
You know, I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't done. Create what is essentially a dungeon builder for Zelda. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because I mean, you had the Mario Maker, and then you have the unlicensed Mega Man Maker. I mean, I guess you could do a Zelda Maker type game, even though people have been doing their own ROM hacks of Zelda games without those tools to begin with.
You just reminded me of The Legend of Zelda, The Link Gets Laid. What a brilliant foray into my youth that was.
What was the lampshade one?
The Lampshade of Infinite Destiny or something?
Something like that. It was one where, like, you had to give Kirby fucking Samus's gun or give him war paint or something. It was really, really dumb. But I was like 10 and on the internet, so I thought it was hilarious.
Dude, I was like, well, I probably shouldn't say that because I might incriminate myself, and Miyamoto will kick down my door and kill me himself with like a shuriken or something. But yeah, it was just fun experiencing, let's say, less than legal downloads back in the day. I don't do it now that I'm of suitable age, that's for sure, but I don't know, just discovering how open the internet was back then. It's probably not going to remain that way for very long.
Yeah, now I'm sad. Let's talk about video games.
I read a fanfic once where Link was so depressed that he cast himself into the Death Mountain volcano, and then it turned out that Malon was pregnant. And he didn't know, and yeah, that was very sad.
And the prom was tomorrow.
Why you always gotta take it to a really juvenile-like level?
Well, I could take it to a better level. Have I ever told you about the Ghostbusters crossed with Lord of the Rings fanfic I read a long time ago? Lovely. Work of literature genius.
Go on, we've still got 10 minutes.
I mean, I don't actually remember how the story goes, but I just remember that it was Ghostbusters crossed with Lord of the Rings. God.
Oh, well.
I think the only fanfic I actually remember any of the story was a Final Fantasy VI fanfic. It wasn't too bad. Like, the person was taking it seriously enough, but it was like meant to be a sequel. Like, it took place 2 years after the actual game, and so like there was a lot of ship stuff in it. I think the best was, like, they tried to turn Gao into Tarzan, like him trying to be sophisticated, but not working out.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's the only fanfic I remember, like, actual plot of. All other fanfics I just know based on their concept.
I love big green rupees. They're my favorite kind of rupees.
Man, the inflation in Hyrule. A rupee used to get you so much more.
Alright, now for a bit of awkwardness, trying to get Zelda into the proper place. Oh, come on.
She's not perfectly programmed. I mean, it's one of the best concepts in a Zelda game, but execution-wise, it's still weird. It's still very, very weird having her controlled based on essentially Kirby Canvas Curse mechanics.
Yeah, it's fun though. When it works, it's pretty fun, but I'm never gonna say, like, oh, Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass work 100% of the time. When they work, it's great.
Hell no. Like, even with me being an asshole about the microphone, there are still times where it just will not fucking work.
Yeah, it took me 3 takes to do the next Song of Restoration bit, so, yeah, be thankful I cut those out, because it was embarrassing for everyone. Link, myself, the Locomo in there, just wasn't fun times.
I do like little puzzles like this. Pincer attack.
Well, I just like to point out that that wasn't manslaughter, that was premeditated murder. The thing had done nothing wrong but hold the key we need to progress.
We had to plan it out, we had to consciously make the effort to jump him. It's true, but it's okay because we have royalty on our side. That makes it class war?
Jeez. And you know Zelda has diplomatic immunity, so she's never going to go to jail.
But what about us? Are we a representative of the crown, or are we still officially just an engineer? Are we a royal engineer?
Oh, you mean us as in Link, not us as in us. We probably could be tried for, like, I don't know, witnesses to a crime, accomplices.
Accomplices to a royal crime.
I mean, we enabled that. We physically made it possible for that murder to happen.
Jesus.
Alright, now we have a bit of teamwork battling. Have Phantom Zelda attack the fish man, and we'll come in from behind him, give him what for.
Have Zelda attack the buff Zora.
He is so buff, yeah. Sorry, it just sunk in for me. This would be a River Zora, correct?
Yes, because Sea Zoras are like the more civilized, nice people, whereas the river are, you know, they kind of look like the creature from the Black Lagoon as opposed to like water elves.
Yeah, thankfully, we've come a long way in race relations for River Zoras, judging by the timeline when things get to A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, because the River Zoras are still in there to stay with the art style, but they act like Sea Zoras. They have a nice queen, and they're not assholes.
Nice of the Hyrule royal family to free up a bit of gold to teach them how to read, you know, to cook without using human flesh. That was the sticking point, I think. The fact that they just go around eating people. Turns out it was a big misunderstanding. They thought we were just white pigs.
What? And now I just feel silly.
Oh, these fucking mini blends on these towers. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while, unfortunately.
On the Wind Waker statues. The ones with fancy poses.
Oh yeah, oh.
Those are the ones, yeah.
Thank you. I know sound effects.
I mean, that was a lovely impression, except... they did change them up here. I see, like, little green lights and stuff. They were kind of just a basic boring design in Wind Waker, so...
Yeah, well, don't forget, this isn't, the Great Sea. This isn't, like, above Hyrule. This is new Hyrule. So everything has to be updated and cool.
This is when we get to the steampunk Zelda. I mean, to be fair, we're pretty close to steampunk in this game. I mean, there's enough gears and cogs and stuff in the tower, but I mean, the aesthetic is there. It's just, I wouldn't say this is a full-blown steampunk game, though.
Yeah, we're gonna be like having a bit of back and forth here, trying to get back on top of Zelda's shield. So you'll forgive me if it takes a bit of a chore. I'm running out of words at this point. It's going on a bit too long for its own good.
Yeah, these are the kind of puzzles where if you know the solution, they're actually pretty quick, but They are puzzles where if you make a mistake, you kind of gotta go back and get yourself reset up, and then you can actually execute the solution. And it is kind of a problem that you have to set yourself up to even attack these enemies. Like, just to even blow them off, you have to be set up on top of Zelda. So that's kind of really annoying, especially since killing an enemy, you know, like I said, it knocks you off Zelda. So now we have to go back, get set up to take out the other enemy. Like, that's not fun. It's cool that this is an option, but there should be another way that we can take the enemies down at least a little bit faster.
I think what would have solved it is, like, maybe after Zelda, you know, realizes that it's taking a while, she just grabs you and puts you on the shield.
Oh, that would be adorable.
And helpful. And less frustrating, for sure.
True, true.
It's like I'm riding on the back of a dinner tray.
I do like this part where they have the flame a little bit higher to hit Link, personally.
There you go, that's the key we need. They just reused the puzzle from the Wooden Temple. I'm kind of disappointed.
And like I said, that's why even though these dungeons are all designed, they can kind of feel like generated puzzles just because you do the same thing a lot of different times, but you'll do it in like a slightly different room or in a slightly different direction, but kind of doing a lot like these fire things. Yeah, they're gonna be our best friends by the end of the game.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, they'll start to change things up. We weren't lying when we said the dungeons and whatnot were good and Spirit Tracks, I swear.
I mean, the puzzles are good. The dungeons, they're cool. They're cool. I mean, you get that whole Donkey Kong Country dungeon later on, which is dope, but...
trying to remember...
I can just remember minecarts. I'm hoping I'm not remembering a different game.
Oh, yes, I remember exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, that is Spirit Tracks, because it's fire-based.
Yep.
Beautiful Zelda, back to normal. Kinda would prefer the kick-ass Phantom to come with us, though, but beggars can't be choosers in a magical floating tower.
I find it hilarious that she says that she's back to the way she is when she's a ghost. It reminds me of that line from The Emperor's New Groove where Cusco's like, "Yay, I'm a llama again." Oh, wait.
I should rewatch that. I rewatched Civil War, Captain America Civil War the other day. It holds up. It was actually better than I remember it.
Yeah, I saw it recently too, and it actually is better when it's not a movie that everyone is fucking talking about.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. This is a very DC-centric tower. They don't like us talking about the MCU.
DC-centric. I think, like, the only DC hero I even like is Midnighter, so... There you go, take that.
Oh, gay Batman.
Gay Batman who loves his job.
He seems like a fun character. I'll give him that. Sorry I didn't say anything to you on the way in, by the way, Anjean. Very rude, I know, but I'm a man with a mission. And Zelda is the ghost with the most. She planned that ahead of time. She told me to refer to her as such. It's very cute, I know.
Her Royal Highness Ghost with the most, Princess Zelda.
Alright, turn this sucker around and let's head to Snowland, which sounds like it was taken right out of a fucking Mario game, but I digress. That's the end of the part now, so I can finally shut up. We'll see you next time for more The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Bye for now.